Hello everybody, my name is Bubble Zest and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video we'll be doing a guide yet again in Mexico to the achievement, the new home of the revolution. Yep, it's time for Trotsky. Let's begin, shall we? And of course, intelligence agency. For focus, we're going to start with arresting our rogue general, always good, so of course we'll start with the plan. For our research, we are going to mostly focus on our industry for the moment, but in a while we will make sure we grab some other things. For our army, we'll grab it all up, and we'll keep all of these divisions as they are, except for the reserve templates, which we are all going to be changed over to our cavalry template. There we go. Put them on the Guatemalan border and exercise them until they're at least level 2 or so. There you go. Now, for our military factories, we're going to sadly dump the CAS and put everything into guns. There you go. Now let's go up to speed 5 and let's begin. With the civilian factories we have, obviously just build more military factories. The civilian factories are small but will have some benefits. And of course now we'll exile our shadow president. For our spy, we'll start sending them to the United States to build an intel network in Washington DC or so. We're going to keep with concentrated industry today instead of dispersed. I think it might be a bit more useful. With construction 1 done, we are going to slowly but surely get the other things that we need. The first one is of course transport ships. We're definitely going to need some naval invasions as, well, there's a bit of an ocean between us and the Soviet Union. So, you know, we might not be able to walk it in. There goes the general, and now for us, it's time for us to get all the way down to march southwards, and we're going to do it via Legacy of the Revolution, of course. But for now, we're going to go via Revolutionary Women, so we can get the free civilian and military factories, and maybe even women's suffrage if we want. Now we've also managed to get some church events. Now for us, especially, we run the risk very easy of going to atheist state, as you can see there, and we do not have the stability for it. We are going to have to give a lot of power to the church today. A lot of the stuff that we do gives the church less power, especially the communist path. We have no less than 3 different changes for the church's power in this country. We've got to play a very careful slant of game, whether or not we go to the church or not. And now that we also have 150 political power, let's hire ourselves an elusive gentleman. With our next spy round, let's may as well choose the seducer. We're going to boost ideology in the United States until the support for the Democratic Party is below 95%, because that locks them out of our style of democracy. And the AI won't do anything about it. Obviously the risk is that our spies get captured, but that's the risk we must take. There we go, now let's just grab the first of our 3 civilian factories. It's confusing how it's laid out, but it gives you 3 civilian factories, and this one gives you 2 military factories. With transport ships and concentrated industry done, we'll get concentrated 2. For our other research slot, we'll grab mobile warfare doctrine. For this, it might be very interesting to try and mass assault, because eventually you can get a supply reduction. But I think it could be very interesting to do mobile warfare for the US and the Soviet Union. That's what we're going to do. And now another 150 political power, and yet again it's limited conscription. We definitely need a lot of land power today. Oh! There's the man, the myth, the legend himself. Leon Trotsky has arrived. Now we must invite him into our government. Quite annoying, the US gets a negative opinion modifier on us, but oh well. There you go. The Red Army Organizer. Probably Mexico's best head chief of the army. Look at that, plus 12% all. That's beautiful. And the other ones are kind of rubbish. There you go, as you can see we have locked the US out of Arsenal of Democracy. Perfect. So for now we're going to use our spies a bit differently. We'll put one on quiet intel network and we'll send the other one to California to build another intel network. When he reaches 100% we'll also put them on quiet. Now time of course for Spanish Civil War refugees, always nice. Especially the bonus for industry and electronics. Trying to support Spain's loyalists, the same loyalists with no elections, losing their gold reserves, and fighting a dead man. The Spanish Civil War's kind of lost it. Anyway, we have enough political power, so let's hire Leon Trotsky. Sorry enough, he can go communist. The way we've done it means we'll probably have to do women's suffrage before doing the red shirts, because we would go to an atheist state otherwise. And to be fair, women's suffrage is always nice anyway. Since our gun problem is pretty much over, we're going to begin to train all the new cavalry templates and divisions that we will need. We could stop and help the Spanish left for some XP, but I don't see that as that important. We do also have to eventually make sure we do communist revolution, because if we flip without it, Trotsky cannot become leader. We've marched southwards on its way. We will begin to improve relations with Venezuela, Peru and Italy for Lend-Lease. Always useful for us. Yes, we are spamming out guns at a good rate, but they can help us speed up this process. We march southwards. Let's also grab Unify Centro-America before we begin on Guatemala. Oh, what do you know, we've gone to Guatemala, and we'll take them in a flash. Let's just annex them for now. Wait for our units to get into position, and we go after Honduras. And there you go, they're in position. I completely forgot, but do make sure you actually ask for the Lend-Lease. You know, you are going to need it. Oh well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll seize a lot of guns anyway. There you go. Obviously, just keep refreshing that. And just annex Honduras for now. Now just send the units back to Guatemala so we can break El Salvador's entrenchment so they can flood into former Honduras. Their divisions are beatable, but it's just a lot easier to do this. So, declare war. And at this point we're going to start puppeting nations. It's a lot easier. There we go. Now we'll just rush down to Panama. But of course, make sure you have a naval invasion underway, or at least ready, so we can't walk over the Panama Canal zone. We'll seize the Panama Canal done. We're going to make one quick stop at women's suffrage. We need the church to be a bit more assertive right now. And let's go and get everyone else. I didn't expect Panama to capitulate first, but make sure you directly annex them. We need to control them. Oh well. And for now, just release Honduras and Guatemala. We don't need to directly hold them. Obviously, keep them as your puppet, that's always useful. For now, we're just going to have to wait up and build up. Won't be too long, but of course, we're clearly not ready to take down the US. So just get all your units together for now, and prepare for war. We need, again, around 72 or so. So we do need a bit. But we will leave our pure infantry templates behind in Panama, so they can seize the Panama Canal by Operation Just Cause. With the cavalry template as well, make sure you remove the artillery, it's completely useless. And there, with church report up, we can finally do the red shirts. Let's grab ourselves an infantry expert, because cavalry counts as infantry, I believe. I was thinking about the cavalry genius, but we won't be using the cavalry for the rest of the game. We won't put them on the border just yet, it's not time. Actually, the US can wait just a bit longer. The US can sometimes back down and not get a war goal from Just Cause, which is very annoying, but what can you do? Now we have enough support for communism, so let's get Trotsky in here. He's pretty useless in his traits, but you know, have to have him. Right, let's also activate our spies intel network, so we can have all the bonuses. Right, with the Munich agreement on its way, I think now is a bit more opportune to be on the border. It'll take them a few days to get there and reorg anyway. For our infantry divisions, obviously let's place them on the Panama Canal. The border conflict that will be coming. Right, there's the Munich agreement. Tension's a bit up now, so let's do the border conflict. Again, America can back down, which is annoying, but we'll see how this goes. There's 2 divisions in the zone against us. And for some reason we're having border conflicts against ourselves, but we managed to seize the canal, and America has the war goal, so America will use this time to get into position, but that's okay. We're pretty good for now. Let's hope America uses that war goal quickly. Make sure you grab motorized, this will come in handy later. If your puppets you put out any templates, definitely use them. We'll use them, I think, for now on the back line against any potential naval invasions. They'll likely happen, and so we'll use these to hold them at bay. Yep, America's used this time to get into position against us, just like last time. Hopefully they actually use the war goal, that'd be nice. There, we've got Trotsky in power, so let's integrate the South done. While we wait for this war that's clearly never coming at this point, isn't it? Oh, no, there we go. Right, as before, take it slow when you move against America. We just need to break out, and grab as many encirclements as we can. Don't try and rush down the victory points just yet. America is still very strong compared to you. But if you find gaps, use them, take advantage. And keep an eye on your backline, you're probably going to be naval invaded. I'm guessing us getting Trotsky in is what upset them so much. Let's execute the coastal defense plan. I never do it. And once again, America is dead. Again, for revenge on Kazuma, we probably would have fired, so we'll take what we deserve. Oh, isn't that nice? Much big borders. Now, with the exception of the Philippines, we'll puppet everyone else. There we go. Lost a few times, and America is now Trotsky's puppet. That's what they get for not inviting him to speak at the Senate that one time. And in good time also, we also completed motorized, which is good. Now let's grab some support equipment. We're working towards getting a third research slot. You'd think I'd be able to speak, but I can't, apparently, today. Now, since we have quite a lot of guns, or at least we'll be able to get a lot of guns, we're going to start building a lot more RT. We can actually redeem out this land if we wanted to. Wouldn't be too problematic. Of course, though, getting America's fleet is usually a lot better, so we'll start working on building in them. As for now, we're just going to send them our convoys since we actually have a lot of them. 600 to start. Still need some, you know. And just build mills, sieves, or whatever you like. It's not too problematic for us. Focus, like I said, continue down to rural schools. And we may as well finally grab war economy. We've been doing this on a civilian-based economy, which is rather impressive. I don't think it's unfair that America is suspending the persecution, considering they are, in fact, you know, communist. I swear, if they start the chain for the Civil War, that'd be annoying as hell. Already, it's time for us to take an integrated puppet out of America. Nice. Now, of course, we just need to get the 1,000 points, and the 300 political power in America will already be gone. Which will be nice. Now, as soon as you get support equipment, I heavily suggest you go for logistics companies. We're going to need them. And make sure you start building some equipment yourself. I am putting a lot more factories into guns. We will need a lot of guns. And luckily the US will provide us a lot of guns. Of course, having many of the Centro-American nations run down their focus tree will come in handy for us. Eventually we can integrate them too. Oh, how could I have forgotten? We must also build some motorized. We're going to need quite a bit of it too. 3 to start will do, I believe. Probably buy the relevant rubber for it though. With oil field expansion, if you really wanted to do Tank Mexico, you could probably do German resource exchange. It's pretty good. You can get free light tank production, medium tank and heavy tank. And if I think you wait long enough, I think you can get the Tigers and the like. Like I said, I don't think that will be necessary for us, so I'm going to go down to purchase Belize. Why? Because I want all the cores that I can. I'm all about that lifestyle. There goes Germany. As long as Germany does what they should do to heal the allies in mainland Europe, we should be okay. Belgium did join the allies very early though, so I don't know. Germany's Schlieffen plan in Belgium. I didn't think that would happen today, but here we are. Germany's pulled off the Schlieffen plan. Right, let's make the template we're going to work towards, shall we? It's pretty clear that, for me, the best way for us is to do a simple 14.4. It's good and it's reliable. Not the best template, especially with no step back coming, but it should do the trick. And with logistics companies and support artillery, it'll be grand. We'll slowly but surely change our templates over. Yes, we don't have what we need for now, but we'll get what we need eventually. And again, we have until 1941. Time for Trotsky to achieve the ultimate victory over America and annex them. And there they go. That is one big Mexican Soviet Republic. Now we have probably one of the biggest fleets in the world. Give us more than enough range to invade the Soviet Union. Now let's just put them all together and send them, not to California or anything, but to the United Communes down here in Guam. There's where they'll be useful later. After we've done the Confederation of the American Workers and rent freeze, then we'll work down to rescinding the Mexican secession and the like. Luckily, we can lose all the political power from Radin and Aslan, but still get a war on the Soviet Union via smashing the bureaucrats. Almost certainly a good idea to grab landing craft before the war of the Soviet Union. We are going to need to land a lot of troops today. Right, let's rescind the Mexican secession, and since we now have plenty of political power, let's integrate all of these areas of Mexico. Now, yes, you could wait for them to fully do their focus trees and grab enough military factories for you. In fact, I'll wait just a little longer so the civilian factory will be built to integrate them. Yeah, it's 60 days. But honestly, I don't think it's too much of an improvement. But it is a nice boost of manpower and equipment, to say the least. Of course, also, you'll get all of these troops and guns and the like, so there is a benefit to annexing them. And there you go, less than 60 days now, so let's integrate them. Panama Canal takes a bit less time, but whatever. More cores the better. That's why getting Belize would have been so fun. Would have had so many cores. You can still call the Caribbean, even though it's very likely they'll join the Axis or the Allies, but that probably isn't worth it. No need to be in perpetual wars with people. When this election event comes up, you must just keep Trotsky in power, because constitutional reform means Trotsky will leave. It's a shame, in a way, to lose elections, but you have to do that for the achievement. Oh well. And now it's direct rule from Leon Trotsky. With landing craft done, I think it's time to finally begin to plan a naval invasion of the Soviet Union. Now yes, the war is nearly a year away, but I see no harm in it. Now while we could invade from the commune, we'll probably attrition too much and I can't be bothered to build it up. And I don't think it'll matter too much, so we're going to invade all the way from America. We're going to hit 3 tiles around Vladivostok, this one and this one, as well as that one. It's a nice wide front, I'd say. No harm in it. And there we go, nice wide naval invasion. We could send the rest of the army though to the other locations nearer the time. I don't see much harm in that. The less they're there, the less the attrition. There we go, Trotsky has redeemed Aslan, and right on time for us to smash the bureaucrats, which will help us ever more with our manpower situation, as that gives 5% non-core manpower. And luckily, this also gives us a war goal, so the minus 200 political power means naught. Since we should get a lot of manpower sooner or later, we'll transform our last army into the template of 14 fours. God, we have so many rubbish templates inherited from the US. I was half hoping the US would be making space marines. Right, we're ready to smash the bureaucrats, but let's wait for Germany first, so if we strike first, we'll probably have a very hard time landing. So let's let Germany bleed out first. Right, I think the time is now to invade the Soviet Union. Let's declare war. We should help Germany in a way by distracting them slightly. Germany will have a bit of a hard time than normal, but it should be okay. Now, because the infrastructure in Siberia and stuff is so bad, whenever we land and take a new state, we will build more infrastructure. We desperately need infrastructure to be around in the area. And we'll send the rest of our army to some small islands for the time being. Just means that we're not summoning them all the way from the US itself. But yes, when they land, build infrastructure and push towards the Urals and the like. Get military access from the Axis and the stuff if you want. No harm in that, especially when I do a cheeky Order 66. So, Mongolia has fallen, but Germany is struggling. So this is great. The one time we need Germany to do very well, they're struggling. 4 million lost to their 2 million. And there you go. That is the end of the Soviet Union. As you see here, we have the ability to puppet the Soviet Union from the start, so I suggest that you do. If you want the achievement Sunset Invasion, just take any of these European tiles, like this one here, Luga. It'd be takeable enough. I'm not in the mood for Sunset Invasion today. I'm mostly going to focus on puppets. Should we bring Tanatuva back? Nah. Actually, yeah, Tanatuva's a meme with herself. Now we will focus on giving the Soviet Union a lot of its cores. We're going to build a wall against Germany trying to take things. That will prevent them and their AI from wanting to take anything directly. Just how it works. Yeah, may as well ensure Moscow. And there you go, the Treaty of Gorky, and we have gotten the new home of the revolution as Stalin is our puppet. It's a real shame there's no mechanic for like Trotsky to return to the USSR, but oh well. You know what, let's do one world government now. The Fourth International reigns supreme in the communist world now. We got a very good deal out of this. We basically got most of the Soviet Union. Yeah, we lost some of it, but oh well. If we wanted to go against the Axis, we could have a very fun time of it now, but who cares? I think it's time for these boys who have suffered very much, even some of these generals becoming adaptable on their own, to come home. There they go. We haven't seen Mexico for around 2.5 years. I really thought the war was going to be a lot easier at some points, and at other points harder, because you might have seen Germany was actually not doing very well up until like the very end. Wait, what? What the hell happened? China's in the... Oh my god, China's done one China policy. I've never seen them do that. That kicks them out of their faction and they've joined the Allies. Who leads the Chinese United Front now? The Saifi Shamma? That is really weird. I've never seen the AI do that. Do one China policy. They're meant to, but they never do it. Sorry, where was I? Yes, I thought Germany was going to lose. It looked like they were, but at this point I think Germany can just beat the UK into a stalemate. As you can see there, they have less losses in this part of the war, but somehow managed to gain Ireland. I could probably take them down if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'd lose Belize anyway. If you were going to do that, build some tanks. It would only work that way. UK might be stretched thin, but I guarantee they'd probably death stack that island of theirs. Just a British South Korea, nothing to see here, folks. One world government, and the only champion comes our way is Paraguay, because that's the only other independent communist left. We still have so much to do in this focus tree. It's funny. Here we can actually finally go to atheist states. I guess we should. But these worker militias are very good if you're desperate for manpower. But of course you have to play the dangerous game of going to atheist state or not. Time for Trotsky's old home to become part of his new home. And look at that. That is one big Mexican Soviet Republic. What it's worth, they still have somewhat of a fleet too. No point keeping any in the Black Sea though, they're never getting out. Oh no, they can actually get out because we have military access from Bulgaria who controls the Bosphorus. Nice. Yes, I think this pretty much fully concludes the new home of the revolution. Trotsky has taken down the US, he has taken down the false revolution of Stalin, he reigns supreme in the communist world along with the Fourth International, which stretches all over the globe. It will be the international in which the sun can never set. So until next time everybody, this has been me, Bubble Zest. I thank you for watching this guide. I do very much hope you've enjoyed it. Leave any suggestions for future guides in the comments below. Always looking for new suggestions. But until next time everybody, goodbye.